punctuation and special characters. At, dot, underscore, forward slash. These are really important in our day-to-day vocabulary, but not the kind of thing that you actually get taught in language lessons. So if you've ever needed to say your email address out loud or wondered if the Portuguese use punctuation in the same way that we do, then today's video is for you. Spoiler alert, sometimes they don't. In just a few minutes, you will have all of this important vocab under your belt, so give this video a like if you're ready to get started. Most of you know me by now. My name is Liz and I teach practical Portuguese in plain English on this channel, Talk the Street. So if that's the kind of content you need, make sure you subscribe. I have new lessons every week and you'll help me reach tons more people. So spelling out your email address is something that's going to be really helpful when you're arriving in Portugal, you're getting yourself set up with all the different forms and things. So the first thing we're going to need to know is the dot, and that is ponto. Ponto. Now, I want to make sure that you're doing the U sound at the end of this word, ponto. That's how words ending in an O should sound in Portuguese, not an O sound like we're used to in English. I did just make a video on pronunciation mistakes that English speakers often make. Check that one out next if you haven't seen it. So, a website like this would sound like this out loud. Continente.pt. Now, of course, we can have all different types of ponto. We can have ponto de exclamação or ponto de interrogação. Wow, that is a hard word. Let's break it up piece by piece. Interrogação. So you not only need to be able to do that nasal sound at the end there for the ow, but you also need to decide if your double R's are going to be a h or a r, and make sure you get that one right. I also have a pronunciation guide to download for free in the description if you're struggling with these sounds. So a full stop, or a period if you're American, is ponto final. This brings me to an important point, no pun intended, between the difference of the use of the point in Portuguese and English, all right? So where we would often use a point, the Portuguese may use a vírgula. That's the word for comma. So, for example, if we were looking at a percentage like this, we would say 50.9%. But the Portuguese will say 50,9%. So watch out for that one. It's the same with prices when they're written down. This would be €20.25, but in Portuguese they will write this with a vírgula, a comma. Or just to make matters a little more confusing, it can even go the other way around. So when we're talking about numbers above 1,000, in English, that's where we'll use a comma, right? We'll do 1,000. But the Portuguese are going to use here, you've guessed it, not the vírgula, but the ponto, okay? So when you see numbers above 1,000 being written in Portuguese, they will have the point there instead. Mind-blowing, right? So the next important character that you need to learn is the at sign, arroba. Can you say it? Arroba. So how would we then say this email address? It would be maria@gmail.com. So now you're all set with your emails. Ready for some more special characters? Repeat after me. Cardinal or hashtag. Aspas. Barra. Traço baixo or underscore. Hífen. Parênteses. Asterisco. Dois pontos. It's so easy when you know how, so I hope this quickfire lesson helped you get to grips with punctuation in Portuguese. Let me know in the comments what else you need help with and I'll be sure to add it to my list of topics. I'll be back at the same time next week with more tips and tutorials to power up your Portuguese, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing. Ciao for now.